Well, today I have the very distinct pleasure and honor of welcoming Saint Sukie de Croix to Palm Springs and to Eye on the Desert. Sukie, thank you very much for joining me.
Well, thank you for asking me.
So we were just having a conversation. You moved to Palm Springs 7 years ago,
Yes, I did. I semi-retired.
and you were in Chicago and really a citizen of the globe, though. You traveled all over.
Yes, I grew up in England. I spent the first 39 years of my life in England. And I had the opportunity to come to America, and I kind of finished with England. And to be honest, it had finished with me pretty much as well. So,
Well, first of all, tell me how you chose Palm Springs, because obviously you could have chosen anywhere in the world.
well, my husband was looking into his future and thinking about retiring. And he thought, well, we should look at Florida, but the politics there, no, it's not a good place for an old gay couple who are still rebellious. So he brought me here just to see what it was like. And that was in 2013. I walked out of the hotel. It was 120 degrees. I said, I want to live here. And that was it. It was immediate.
Well,
And within a year, we'd moved down.
well, it is great to have you here as part of the Valley, part of the great tapestry of artists and people who make this place so interesting. You've just published a book. It is called
Mhm.
Twilight Manners,
Mhm.
and it is all about an experience in Palm Springs. It's Twilight Manners in Palm Springs, God's waiting room.
That's right. That's what it is.
So tell me, and the reviews that I've read, I've not read the book. Everything says it is absolutely hysterical and just wonderfully written.
I did laugh while I was writing it. I don't know if you're supposed to laugh at your own jokes, but I cried at one point. I just thought it was so funny.
So tell us a little bit, give folks a little flavor of the book.
Well, nobody ever writes about old people. And since I came here and I'm old myself and I'm experiencing my oldness, um, I wanted to write something about something more realistic than what I usually write. So I wrote about these two men. They're not me, they're not my husband, but they're very, very similar. And it's about two men that move here looking for a quiet life and not finding it at all. They're the kind of people where everything happens to them. And they're the people that trip over vacuum cleaners. They're the people that swallow their false teeth. Everything goes wrong. And one of the phrases I think on the back of the book, it says, Palm Springs is a great place to live, but it's an even better place to die. And I think we should I'm looking at the humor of growing old. I tell friends in England, I said, when you organize a dinner party in Palm Springs, you have to work around everybody's colonoscopy because there's always someone that can't get there. They're having their pre-cancer removed or something, or their knees replaced. It's very difficult having a social life with all your friends at one point, in one time, in one room.
Well, I think there's incredible value in finding the humor in all of that. As you know, people deal with all of those things, but I think that you're bringing a really fresh take and perspective. And you said you've published about 7 books since you've been here. So
Yes,
you,
I
you
have.
say retirement, but not really. You're working harder than ever.
No, I work. I mean, I'm not actually, because you start thinking about death, don't you? I'm not frightened to die, but I don't want to die of boredom. I mean, that's what my doctor said to me. He was investigating my health. He said, what did your parents die of? And I said, my father died of boredom, and my mother died because she ran out of ways to torture me, which is
Well,
actually, I believe, is the truth.
I don't think you'll die of boredom here in Palm Springs. There's way too much to do. Thank you very much for
No.
spending some time with me. It's a great pleasure, and I look forward to meeting you in person.
Well, we'll bump into each other somewhere.
No doubt.